For opinions or terms, let us not destroy the work of God. Dost thou love and serve God? It is enough. I give thee the right hand of fellowship.
John Wesley's words formed the foundation of the United Methodist Church's ecumenical movement more than 200 years ago. That movement continues today. 6 bishops integral to this effort discuss its past, present, and future.
Why am I so committed to ecumenism? It started for me a long time ago. In fact, when I was a young person growing up in my Methodist congregation back in Louisiana.
In the small rural community where I grew up, there were 4 churches. 2 of those churches easily cooperated with each other and nurtured me in my early childhood experience.
On Saturday evenings, Sunday schools from various denominations would get together in one or another of the places, and the young people would have a concert. And we had fun competing with each other, singing and having a good time.
I also had childhood friends. One was a Baptist, one was a Catholic, and so on. And as girls, we used to sit around and talk about our various churches and learn in that way about one another.
And I began to understand that the church that lives together, shares together, and ministers together is the kind of church I wanted to be a part of.
I think that it's a part right now of living out our faith in this current time in history, and it also is the way for us to move forward into a new time in history and for us to have a positive influence on the future and the world to come. And I think for other United Methodist people, working together with others in the Christian community will expand their own understanding of themselves and help them grow and serve in wonderful ways.
In fact, the first part of our Book of Discipline is our Constitution, and the first 3 articles of our Constitution deal with legal matters, our name and how we're structured. And then Articles 4 and 5 deal with inclusiveness and the racial inclusiveness of the church. Article 6, the very first article dealing with other matters, deals with ecumenical relations. And the article says, Article 6, the United Methodist Church, as a part of the Church Universal, believes that the Lord of the Church is calling all Christians to strive toward unity, and that we commit ourselves to work toward the unity of the Church of Jesus Christ at all levels, local, state, national, and worldwide.
A lot of people, unfortunately, when they hear the word Catholic spirit used by John Wesley, they immediately associate that with the Roman Catholic Church. That is not what Wesley was talking about. The word Catholic with the small c simply means Church Universal.
The sermon Catholic Spirit, based on a text in the book of Kings, which says, "If your heart is as my heart, give me your hand," affirmed the fact that we can be spiritually united even though we may have different viewpoints and different opinions. And so this Catholic Spirit is kind of the banner cry, as I've said, of Methodism from our founder. I believe that John Wesley himself was a true ecumenist.
Working together with other churches is a way to learn more, to find more truth about the gospel. I think it keeps us humble to understand that we don't have the whole truth, and that if we can share with others and learn from others, we will discern more fully God's will and way for us in the world today.
For many years, the United Methodist Church and the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America had been involved in dialogue, seeing if we could find some ways in which we could come to that full communion statement. What full communion means to us is that we recognize each other's baptism, each other's membership, and we recognize each other's churches as valid expressions of the Christian faith. We also say in that communion agreement that ministers might be exchanged between the two denominations and that we'd be engaged in witness and service together. It's important because it represents again what the church is all about in response to Jesus' call to be one.
Our ecumenical organizations and structures hold our life together in a meaningful coalition. These bodies are essential to the way that we relate to the world.
If they didn't exist, so much would be lost. So much potential and so much possibility would be lost. Because they exist, together we can respond when disasters occur, like when there was the earthquake in Haiti. We can go and be helpful there. Whenever there are natural disasters, or in the face of war, or in the face of despair in any part of the world, because we are there, we can go together and make a difference in the lives of the people who are there and help the world be better. I hope that because we are together, we can eradicate malaria, we can end tuberculosis, we can have safe drinking water everywhere in the planet, and we can have people with possibility for good health.
My hope for the future is that we as members of the Church of Jesus Christ will continue to keep our hearts and hands open to each other and realize that we are more alike than we are different.
That United Methodists will see challenges in sister communions as our challenge and not their challenge, and that we will manifest to the world with true credibility that we truly are, in the spirit, one church.
We must continue this ecumenical work as we find ways to work together in this hurting, hungering world.
Our partners include Churches Uniting in Christ, the National Council of the Churches of Christ in the USA, the World Council of Churches, the World Methodist Council, and the Pan-Methodist Commission. Visit our websites for more information.